This program is brought to you by Scale Autos Hobbies, the funnest shop in town.
G'day fellas, welcome to another video here at Outback Mini Models. It's Clem once again, and today's video is about a question I have been asked a lot about lately whenever I go to Scale Autos Hobbies here in Mackay. So, and it's our primary main sponsor for the channel. So before I can go any further, I want to thank Shane and the crew down there for their tremendous support for this channel. I mean, without these guys, a lot of these videos now wouldn't be possible, just from all the stuff they're giving us and the support basically that they're giving me, and they've actually become really good friends of Outback Mini Models as well. So thank you very much, and if you want to check them out, I'll leave the Facebook link down below in the description box, and they are talking about a website coming up soon. So whenever that happens, I'll definitely put those links down. I'll keep you guys updated. So it's Easter long weekend, so I've got a bit of time to do these videos. But yeah, getting back about the question, I'm getting that people are hearing about. I don't know where you're hearing it from, whether it's YouTube channels, other YouTube channels, just word of mouth through modelers, you know, on various Facebook groups and things like that. But yeah, they're talking about, they're hearing about Tamiya Airbrush Cleaner working as a glue. Okay, so we're going to try it out today. I did a little test run yesterday on this piece of sprue. If you look closely enough, it's actually chopped in half or cut. There's a cut mark right there. If I put it under the light, there's a little cut mark, and I did glue it back together. This was yesterday, guys, so it's had overnight to dry. And this was just out of the this Macross kit here that I'm currently building. So yeah, it's a bit of leftover sprue, chopped it up, glued it, and just to see if it worked, because if it didn't work, I wouldn't have done this video today. So let's have a look. So there's a main chemical in here, which is exactly the same that they use in the extra thin. And I think the extra thin has another chemical added to it, which is not present in the airbrush cleaner. Okay, so what it is, you'd have to check it up yourself, and if you do know what it is, leave a comment down below in the box in the comments section down below, because that would really help out of my curiosity, and sure, obviously the viewers here as well. So yeah, we're going to test it on parts that we've cut off this Academy sprue. I can't tell you what kit it's out of, because it's obviously a kit that I've completed, and it's just in my leftovers box behind me in the parts cupboard. So we've got a couple of storage boxes, and we have a fuel drum. None of these are glued together. I've just only cut these out and given a quick sand with the Master Tools cordless sander, and then cleaned it up with my SMS ceramic scraper there. And then we got a couple of jerry can in a couple of parts, but we haven't got the handles. They're still on the sprue. So yeah, that's where they are. I haven't really cleaned them up, like they're still pretty chunky on where I cut them off there at the bottom. You can see just on the top there's a bit of stuff hanging off it. So I haven't cleaned up. It's not about building how to like cleanly put parts together. Today's video is about just showing if this stuff really works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the reaction times. I know it dries really quick, so we're just going to use the extra thin cement, the quick setting. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So we're going to zoom in here like that. Hope you guys can see it. All right, so we're just going to do a little quick test fit, because even if I can always clean this up later and then use it part of my builds later on if I need to. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to hold it when you do glue stuff together. Make sure, because this glue does work on capillary action, and if you do have your thumb or finger wherever, in the way of where the glue is going to run, it's going to bleed out right along your fingers, and you're going to leave a big fingerprint. So just try carefully hold it in a way that where you're not going to get glue running down your fingers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to get some of the quick setting, and we're just going to use capillary action, just putting it on the end like so, and then probably one more on the front edge here. And this is why I don't use these brushes, because they don't hold enough glue. So what I normally do is just get like a paintbrush that I've just designated for glue. Doesn't hurt the bristles. This is just something I picked up from Spotlight, like $3 in the arts and crafts section. Okay, so it's in there, and you can be quite liberal with this glue. That's why I like using the quick setting, because it doesn't really leave any residue. Dries really quick. All right, so that's it there. We're going to put that aside, let it do its thing, let it eat the plastic, and that's going to evaporate off the brush. So that is the quick set. Now this is the airbrush cleaner. Okay, so I think you pay, what are these? These are, what are they? 40 mils, okay, for a bottle of extra thin glue, and these are 250. All right, so work it out. It's a big difference in volume, but the price is probably, you're only paying maybe twice as much, probably a little bit more. So even two of these is 80 mils, you're still getting, you know, a shitload more in this than you're doing that for not much more. But if it works, we're on a winner here. So we're gonna just open the bottle, put it to the side. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slightly pull this drum apart, and I want to use this drum because it's going to be pretty easy to see. And then I'm going to zoom in as much as I can, and hopefully you can see. And I'm going to bring some light down so it looks pretty dark. Okay, all right, so we're working under lights now, zoomed in. All right, so you can see where the joint is. Okay, what we're going to do, and what I want to see, if it leaves residue, if it completely melts the plastic, or it does pretty much the same thing as our styrene cement. Okay, so let's have a look. And guys, all I'm doing is getting the paintbrush. It's probably about, I don't know, half full. It's about here in the jar. So we're just dipping it in the bottle. I mean, you can decant it, and if it does work, you can just start decanting this in a Tamiya extra thin jar. So same deal, it's really running like extra thin because it is just airbrush cleaner. And then using capillary action, we're just running along like so into the joint, giving that a bit of a squeeze, making sure not to put our fingers in the joint to get, and be careful too, because it may run down the bead. So yeah, you just got to be fairly careful with this. So we're just dipping our brush in again, running it along like so. And if you want to, you can just run on the inside. Okay, just so you don't, if you've got really fine details on the outside that you may want to preserve. But from what I remember using this airbrush cleaner, it evaporates really quick too. So all right, so we're just going to squeeze these together, give it a quick blow with our mouth. You could use an airbrush, but yeah, you may be blowing the airbrush cleaner away, and holding it like that, you can see that it is holding, like it's not pulling it apart. Okay, so far it's holding, it's dry, it's not leaving like any weird residue or anything on top. So here we can probably squeeze that in a little bit more. So guys, I think we're on a winner here. But obviously do a little test run depending on what, if you're using a Bandai kit or something, just give it a test run. But so far on the Academy plastic, it seems to be holding and working fine. So I'm just going to pop it in. Alright, so there's the lid on one of the edges. I'm going to make sure that it's in properly. Okay, so upside down. I don't care about neatness here, I'm just seeing if it works. So capillary action, these brushes do hold a bit. So just going to run it around the lid. And you watch this, every hobby store in the local area is going to run out of airbrush cleaner, but that's alright. I don't really use it as airbrush cleaner anyway, I normally use lacquer thinners. So put that in there like so. You can see how liberal I'm being with this. Like, I'm not trying to keep it neat because it does evaporate very quickly, and I can just give that a quick sand back. So I'm just going to pop this lid on here very quickly. And then I'm just going to grab my Sizzix weeding tool, which is just something that it's a vinyl picking tool that I use for the Cricut, but this actually works really well for modeling. Just press it down like that. See, it's still a bit of workable time. There must be like a little nub on the bottom here that needs to be cleaned up, softened up. So I'm going to put more glue in there, let it work its way into the crack. Okay, and then just put it down like that to dry. Give that a little bit, and then we're going to try some on the fuel can, the water drum, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so, and I don't trust myself with this, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get a pair of tweezers. These are just my old, these are like, yeah, actually might try use something a bit finer. So I'm just going to grab some SMS self-closing tweezers like so I can hold it, because knowing me, I'll hold it and with my fingers, and it's going to go all over the place and it's going to make a big mess. So I'm just going to get the bottle, dip our brush in there like that, and we're just going to run a bead along. Just going to run a bead along the join. I mean, like, guys, you can see I'm just brushing it on. Like, I'm not trying to be careful, trying to get there. Like, I'm just really showing you that you can be quite liberal with this stuff too, and it just want to see if I can brush away the bits of extra plastic that are sitting on there. Okay, so that's done. All right, so we're going to put this, I'm going to zoom out a bit more just so you guys can see. All right, there's the top of the light, excuse that. So we're just going to put that to the side, and we're going to just quickly talk about what I thought about it. Really, that worked, that come out really good. If I can zoom in, I'll zoom in again, and if I can show you, I don't know, there, like it works, guys. It does work. Like, I'm really yanking on this, like I'm literally yanking on the outside of the lip of the drum, trying to pull this apart, and she's on there good. Because it's soft, I've actually softened up the plastic a little bit, not in a bad way, it's just because I haven't let the airbrush cleaner completely dried around where I put the top and the bottom. But look, guys, there's no mess. As you can see, there's no mess on there at all. There's a little bit of residue, but guys, like, you can just get yourself a sander, give it a buff, and then she's gone. Okay, but I did that really quick and rough, so obviously take your time with it. These are just demo pieces for you to see. And I think that was the extra thing quick setting, this one here on this drum. So like, yeah, you could see how messy I was with the glue, and she's on there. There's no residue, which is the beauty of the extra thin quick setting, which is why I like using it, because I'm not a very neat gluer. When it comes to building models, I like to slap it on, let it really penetrate, let the parts really bind down and melt together. So I mean, you could probably put a bit of filler in there, clean it up, and that's standard with modeling. I'm not saying this works better than that. Okay, I'm not saying never use extra thin again, or never just use that. It's a good alternative, especially when money is tight. If they bang for buck, this is going to work. If you can't get either these in, you know, your store or your online store has this, get yourself a bottle of this. Even keep some on the shelf. I mean, as you saw in the start of the video, before even the introduction, you saw my paint rack, and you can see how much extra stock I have sitting down there. So guys, I'm pretty happy that it worked. So, and I'm glad I could show you that it does. Leave a comment down below about your opinion, like about what I just showed you today, and if you've done this for quite some time and this is your preferred method, I'd love to hear from you guys. Before I go, like, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter, and everyone that's in Europe at the moment. I mean, it's probably a touchy subject that we really shouldn't be talking about. It's a very sad thing, and like my thoughts and prayers and wishes, and I don't know. I wish I could do more from over here, but yeah, it's a very sad times in Europe at the moment, and yeah, just God bless and Godspeed to everyone over there. Happy Easter, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for your support, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video and you found this tutorial useful, hit the like button and feel free to leave a comment. It's Clem signing out for Mac Baking Models. I'll catch you all next time. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, the main thing we do is a lot of die cast. We've got the biggest range of die cast around. No one comes near us for that. Also the RC cars, the biggest range I suppose in town for that as well. And your model kits, mate, we do it all. And then slot cars, yeah, everything.
It's the most fun with your clothes on. Scale Auto's Hobbies in Shakespeare Street. A huge amount of fun stuff including die-cast cars, model kits, remote control cars, slot cars, collectibles and so much more.
You name it, we've got it, but not only just cars, but we do all model kits in. You've got tanks, planes, trucks, everything, so we do a lot. Even a bit of train stuff. Got to treat everybody equal and give every customer an opportunity to find out what they want, and yeah, and it makes them happy, mate. Most of them become friends, so.
Scale Auto's Hobbies, the funnest shop in town.